Hacked mindfulness. Escape autopilot and reprogram your mind today. Have you ever found yourself scrolling through your feed without even realizing it, or getting home after work without remembering the drive? If your answer is yes, you're not alone. Most of us are running on autopilot, and the self-help industry has sold us mindfulness as the magic fix. Meditate for 5 minutes, relax, get zen. But what if I told you that the real purpose of mindfulness isn't instant peace? It's about taking control of your brain, about hacking your mind to break free from zombie mode. Awakening the mind, your first step to hacked mindfulness. We've been taught that the goal is to empty the mind, to think about nothing. So we try sit down and the mind turns into chaos, a festival of thoughts. Then we get frustrated, thinking we're doing it wrong. But that's a programming error from the industry itself, which turned an ancient practice into a product with a faulty promise. Mindfulness is not about having zero thoughts, it's about your relationship with them. It's about the ability to observe, to pay attention, not to erase what's happening inside your head. It's a tool for observation, not denial. Our modern brain has turned into a browser with 50 tabs open at once. We're at work thinking about dinner, at dinner thinking about the news. Our attention is fragmented, diluted. We can barely focus on one thing for more than 30 seconds. This isn't just a focus problem, it's a consciousness problem. We've lost the ability to be present in the moment. The result? Constant anxiety, stress, and the feeling that life is rushing by without us actually living it. Subversive Evolution teaches that the cure isn't a quick 5-minute meditation that leaves you zen temporarily. It's a daily training of your attention so you can step out of autopilot and take back the captain's seat of your ship. That feeling that life is passing you by, that you're reacting instead of acting, is the biggest symptom of a system out of control. Used correctly, mindfulness is our ultimate hack. It forces us to look inward, to face the mess happening inside, and start organizing it. It's not about erasing chaos, it's about understanding what it's trying to tell you. It's about gaining the emotional freedom to stop being a hostage to every passing thought or emotion. It's about seeing anger, for example, and choosing not to react impulsively. That's the true revolution, the revolution of internal control. And to start hacking your attention, today's practical action is what I call the 1-second pause. It's a micro hack you can apply anytime. Next time you grab your phone, before scrolling, stop for just 1 second. Simply observe what your mind is doing, the urge to see something new. Next time a negative thought pops up, pause for 1 second. Notice the physical sensation it brings. Next time you're talking to someone, stop for 1 second and really notice the color of their eyes, the way they move their hands. This tiny pause, that split second of awareness, is the first spark to switch off autopilot and turn your attention system back on. It's the first step to your power. If you're ready to get out of autopilot, drop the word observe in the comments. Like this video if the concept of hacked mindfulness makes sense to you, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next step in our journey. The 1-second pause, the fastest path to presence. We've been programmed to believe that emotions are just things that happen to us, that we have no control over them. Someone says something rude, and we feel anger. Something goes wrong, and we feel frustration. It's such a fast chain reaction that our autopilot acts before we even notice. But the truth is, emotions are messages from your system, and mindfulness gives you the superpower of being the observer of those messages, not their victim. Mindfulness creates a space, a gap, between what happens and your reaction. Inside that invisible gap lies your true emotional freedom. It's not about suppressing anger or sadness. Subversive Evolution teaches that suppression is exactly what makes us sick. It's about fully feeling the anger, for example, without letting it control your actions. Anger isn't a bug, it's a signal that a boundary has been crossed, that something important to you is being threatened. Sadness isn't a flaw, it's a signal that something valuable has been lost, or that something needs to be released. The problem is, in the rush of daily life, we don't read the messages, we just react to the flashing notification icons on our mental screen. Mindfulness, like a true hacker, teaches you to open those messages, read what they say, and consciously decide what to do with them. This is the key shift that changes your life. You stop being an anxious person and start being a person who is experiencing anxiety. That subtle but powerful language change is the foundation of mental health and resilience. You are not your emotion, you are the awareness that observes it. To strengthen your observer superpower, today's practical action is the label hack. Next time an emotion shows up, instead of letting it take over, pause for 1 second, use the 1-second pause, and silently label it. For example, if anxiety shows up, say to yourself, "Ah, here's anxiety." If sadness appears, say, "Hello, sadness." This simple act of naming the emotion separates you from it. You become the scientist studying it, not the lab rat living through it. That's immense power because you break the command chain the emotion has over your mind. The emotion still exists, but you're no longer its hostage. It passes through you like a cloud in the sky. We're not looking for a life without clouds, problems, or pain. That's a fantasy. We're aiming for a life where we have the power to watch the clouds go by without getting lost in the storm. That's true subversive evolution, the ability to be in the middle of chaos and still find an inner space of serenity. And the journey continues. If you're ready to be the observer of your life, drop the phrase, "I am the observer," in the comments. Like this video if you understand the difference between being and feeling, and subscribe so you don't miss the next hack. Reprogramming your brain, turning attention into power. You know when you're having a conversation with someone, but half your mind is checking notifications or planning your next task, and the other person can tell. What could have been a moment of real connection turns into a shallow, frustrating interaction. As a society, we've lost the art of being truly present with one another, and that is a tragedy for our mental health and our sense of belonging. On autopilot, our mind is constantly divided. We're physically there, but our energy and attention are split across 50 open tabs. The result? We feel alone even when surrounded by people, and that loneliness isn't about the absence of company, it's about the absence of genuine connection. It's about not being truly seen, heard, and understood. Subversive evolution teaches that in a world of infinite distraction, offering your full attention to someone is the most revolutionary act of respect and care you can give. It's the new social superpower. Hacked mindfulness, as we're practicing it here, isn't just a solitary practice to feel better about yourself. It's a workout for your brain, a training in attention that, once strengthened, you can direct outward. You can use it to connect with people in a way most don't even know how to anymore. And it's in those authentic exchanges that we find deep meaning. The emptiness we feel often isn't about lacking purpose, it's about lacking true connection, belonging, and the sense that you're not alone in this journey. To strengthen your social attention superpower, today's practical action is the present listening hack. In your next conversation with a friend, family member, or partner, do this for a few minutes. Don't plan your next response. Just listen, really listen. Notice the words they're using, the emotion behind those words, the tone of their voice, their body language. Observe them like a scientist, with genuine curiosity. And when your mind starts to drift, gently bring it back. You'll deepen your self-discovery, not just about yourself, but about the world and the people around you. That's the foundation of emotional freedom that doesn't depend on being alone, but instead grows stronger through authentic presence with others. This practice isn't about turning you into a social robot, it's about making you a more present, empathetic human being capable of building relationships that nourish you, empower you, and fill the emptiness with the richness of shared experience. If you're ready to hack your connections, drop the phrase, "genuine connection," in the comments. Like this video if you understand the value of a real conversation, and subscribe so you don't miss the next hack. The infinite game of presence, creating purpose in every moment. Mindfulness isn't a pill you take, and suddenly your life fixes itself. It's a muscle, and like any muscle, it needs training. The practice of attention isn't a task, it's a lifestyle. I call it the infinite game of presence. The goal isn't to win at meditation or to reach some perfect state of enlightenment. The goal is simply to stay in the game every day, every moment paying attention. In our philosophy of subversive evolution, the world is constantly trying to program you. but your attention is your tool to rewrite the code. Life is full of noise, distractions, and worries. A mind without attention gets lost in that noise. That's when the feeling of emptiness and lack of purpose creeps in. But when you practice presence, when you consciously choose to be here now, you become the creator of your experience, not just a spectator. Purpose isn't something you find, it's something you create in each moment, in every conscious choice, in every act of attention. Presence is your operating system, and the more you keep it updated and running without glitches, the more you benefit. Your mental health improves because you stop wasting energy on repetitive thoughts about the past or anxiety about the future. Your emotional freedom expands because you're no longer a hostage to every emotion that arises. Your self-discovery deepens because you finally see who you truly are without masks or distractions. And life, the one you used to live on autopilot, becomes rich, vibrant, and full of meaning. The beauty of it all is that this richness doesn't depend on huge achievements or external validation. It comes from a cup of coffee, a conversation with a friend, the sound of rain falling. It's in those small moments that the magic happens. Final practical action: combine all the hacks. Commit to the daily presence hack. Take a small moment each day to practice the 1-second pause, observing your mind and emotions. Take a second to notice your surroundings with curiosity. Take a second to give your full attention to someone near you. These tiny acts, repeated daily, program your brain and pull you out of autopilot. They put you back in the driver's seat, and from there, you can pilot your evolution. If you're ready to join the infinite game, drop the phrase "connected presence" in the comments. Like this video if you understand that life is a game of presence, and subscribe to the channel. And if this video gave you the push you needed to break free, share it with someone else who needs to escape autopilot. The journey continues.